Hey everybody, welcome back to Scribbles with Jonathan. Today I wanted to address a question that I've been getting quite a bit, and that's how do you take one of these suckers here, one of these big arse pages, and bring it into Manga Studio? And what most of the professional people or people that want to actually have specific titles for things, big arse page doesn't qualify. So usually people call them double page spreads. Um, Double page splash, DPS, damage per second, right? So what is that? What is a double page spread? Well, if you've ever opened, let's just assume we're all talking about X-Men, okay? And you're flipping the pages, you're having a great time. And eventually you turn a page. And once you turn a page, there's two pages connected that look like a giant pinup. Like it might be all the X-Men fighting a Sentinel or something cool. Or if you look at these examples here that we have on the screen, like the one on the right, we have this gigantic guy, this red guy, punching somebody on the right. Now, if you were to imagine a pretend line in the middle, each side of these would be an 11 by 17 if you're drawing an American Standard page. But how do you do that in Manga Studio? And that's the question I get quite a bit. I just wanted to address what a double page spread is for those of you that don't know. So let's just start with the basics, okay? So if we were to go File, New, and you went to New Page, we're going to worrying about a double page spread here. You'll have your actual board that you like to use, your custom or whatever's here in Manga Studio. I should note as well, this is for Manga Studio 4 EX. I don't know if this translates into 5. Please let me know in the comments, and I can leave a little annotation to help people that are watching this at a later point. So I'm going to select my thing. Now, this is the one part I know it seems like it should be obvious, but I had a hard time finding it as well. Probably because you just didn't know how simple or exactly where to look. But right there where it says page structure, right on the right-hand side, it's default single. As soon as you click double, and we click OK, bang, there you go. You've got your guide. And this is 600 DPI. That's what I like to work at. And that would be it. All you need to do is just import your image, stretch it out, and you're good to go. I will do that towards the end of the video, but I just wanted to show you guys as well. So we got our print guides that are on there, but you can see exactly where those pages divide, okay? And I believe you can also get them numbered as well. But so there's that way of doing it. Now let's say you've already started a story. So we're going to go File, New Story. And we're going to say it's 8 pages, just for the sake of this argument, okay? Click OK, and for those of you that are used to Manga Studio, you'll know what you're looking at here. Now let's just say you were doing your thumbnails here, like I know some people do, but you wanted page 4 and 5 to be a double page spread, and you don't want to muck around by making new pages and stuff like that. You could just literally click on one of these two. That's why they're actually grouped in groups of 2. It helps for the page annotation as well as doing this. You just right click on one of them once it's selected and just click Match Pages, and you'll see right here a pop-up will come that says, like, for example here, page 4 and 5 will be connected as a double page. It can't be undone. You want to continue? Yes. Just make sure, like you say, you can't undo it, but you can always delete it and make new pages. So if you were to, open up your story, there you go. And let's go to the next page. Bang, there's your double page spread, and we're back to normal, okay? Now, the last thing I just wanted to show you, I don't know why anybody would want to do this, but just in case, if you go to New Story, just like we were doing with the 8 pages, on the right, if you look, there's more things. Like most of us have probably changed this to the left if you're working in American or, American style comic as opposed to manga. It's usually starting on the left. But most people just leave this because they don't know what this is. So page structure double, again, if you click OK, what it'll do is you can't help it, but the first and last pages are always going to be single page just as you're flipping. But all these other guys are double pages, okay? So hopefully you guys dig that. Now what I'm going to show you real quick, and feel free to just kill the video. You don't need to stick around for this. I just figured I'd throw this in there because some people do ask this question as well. Now that I have these double pages, how do I get it in there? So I'm just going to go File, Import. This is usually how I would do all of my thumbnails if I did it in pencil. And just go File, Import, Image File. And just let me get this off screen here. Just so I can find it for you guys. So what I'm doing is I'm just locating the file that I want to bring in here. It's nothing too cryptic or anything like that. And there it is. I'm going to click Open. And as you can see, it's both of these images. That's fine. Normally I would edit this in Photoshop, but for the sake of this little example, I'm just going to show you guys the quick and dirty way. So we have it there. Now I'll just Control T to transform. Now I don't think I even had this set up correctly. So I'm going to keep my aspect ratio on. I just want to see how off I was. As you can see, I was off quite a bit. One thing I did want to point out, I know this really isn't being addressed, I'm not really addressing this in this video, but it's, don't worry about being too precious about importing your thumbnails digitally, because you've got so much flexibility there. Don't like feel like you're constricting yourself. Don't ever do that. That's the whole point of working digital. Yeah, it does give you speed, but it's flexible. You're able to get in there and move little things around. I could cut this big green arm that's in the foreground. I could cut that out and just Control T to transform it, make it bigger, rotate it, all that stuff. Feel free to experiment. Don't get locked in there, okay? So what I'm trying to say is don't get precious about your thumbnail placement. You can always move it around, like I say. This will be good enough for me, as long as I've got all the main things I want in that image in there. But right from there, I would just lower the opacity. Sometimes that doesn't work. What some people recommend doing is you right-click on the layer. You can change layer type, and I would recommend sticking to color. Some people, they like to go to black and white. You know, I would probably go gray. That way you don't lose all your color. And sometimes you get like this weird pixelations thing. Again, I don't know if this stuff is fixed in Manga Studio 5. But once it's done, as you can see, it goes black and white. So if we zoom in, look at that. That looks horrible. Remember, I scanned in a really low resolution file. But what this lets you do is, since we've changed the layer type, you can now click this and it'll actually blue line the whole thing. Now if I lower the opacity, it doesn't look so brutal. And then I would clean this up and take it to a finish. And remember too, when you do export this, it'll actually cut it exactly where you need it to be. So hopefully you guys found this interesting. Again, I know it's not really an art tutorial per se about like how to draw something, but this is one of those questions that I get a lot. So thanks so much for watching. Take care, and we'll catch you next time. Keep reading comics, keep making comics, and have a great night.